Live from the Berlin Wall on the most historic night in this wall's history. What you see behind me is a celebration of this new policy announced today by the East German government that now, for the first time since the wall was erected in 1961, people will be able to move through freely. This crowd has gathered here tonight spontaneously. From the East German side, they have been training water cannon, as you can see on some of the celebrants, but it doesn't seem to make much difference.
That was part of NBC's historic coverage of the fall of the Berlin Wall nearly 25 years ago. And joining us now, the man with the legendary reporting on that and other groundbreaking events, Tom Brokaw. Tom, thanks for being on this morning.
Always a pleasure.
Great event at the museum last night in Washington, D.C.
It was. I was on stage with Luke Russert, who interviewed me. And I said in the introduction, it's really quite a historic moment. I'm being interviewed by Luke Russert, who I first saw in a sonogram. His father brought it to me and said, "I'm going to have a son." And we've been very close ever since. And Luke did a fantastic job. We had a capacity audience. And we've talked a little bit on this broadcast about the fall of the Berlin Wall. It's not just because NBC was there. It did change the world, but not in many ways it's not the way we expected it to be changed. Obviously, Germany is the most powerful country in Europe now. Angela Merkel is widely regarded as the most powerful and visionary leader in Europe. She walked from East Germany into West Germany that night. She was a laboratory technician in East Germany and came into the West, and now she's the chancellor of the country. But the alliance, the NATO alliance, began to fray around the edges. And this is a time when we probably need it more than ever to deal with what's going on in the Middle East, and especially to deal with what's going on with Putin. So we had a really full discussion last night. And the museum is really a treasure in this country. We needed a repository for the good work of journalism and the history of it, and then a place where journalists can go and talk about their craft, and it's working out very well.
So that changed the world. Here's the next question. As we move on to the elections, the midterms next week, will they change anything?
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
Will the midterms next week change anything? What is this election deciding?
Yeah, we talked about changing the world with the fall of the Berlin Wall. We would just like Washington to change a little bit. Will next week's elections do anything to do that?
Well, you know, the thing is, Joe, that I don't think we were so relieved when the wall went down that the Soviet Union was coming apart at the same time. China was changing, and we kind of took our eye off the ball. For a long time, there was a feeling in this country, all right, we won the Cold War. But the world is a dynamic place. As Dr. Kissinger said, we could have anticipated somebody like Putin coming along. We could not have anticipated what's going on in the Middle East. And the NATO alliance ought to be a much larger factor than it is in dealing with ISIS, because there is no indication whatsoever that this jihadist movement that we see ranging across Iraq and Syria is going to be confined there. They've got their eyes on the West. They talk about it. They're online talking about it. We had the attack in Ottawa. They had the attack last summer in Belgium. And we need the alliance to be stronger in terms of how it's going to deal with all that.
Nick.
Well, I think I think we're in for 2 more years of the same.
Really?
2 more years of gridlock. I think if Republicans take the Senate, it gives them an ability to be a little more aggressive in forcing the president's hand. We've seen that Mitch McConnell says they will start to bundle their policy agenda into these omnibus spending bills and give the president the option of either shutting down government or acceding to demands. So we're going to see some more high-stakes brinksmanship. It's going to be a lot like the last 2 years, guys.
You know, Tom, I remember several years ago we had asked whether the current political state was as ugly as it was in 1968. I actually asked you and Pat Buchanan, who famously was calling during the Chicago riots and calling Nixon and reporting on it. And I was shocked a couple of years ago you all said, no, politically things are much uglier today than they were then. Can you look at the political landscape today and compare it to how it was even 15, 20 years ago? How I mean, are we just glorifying the good old days, or have things really gotten that much worse in Washington?
Yeah, I wouldn't call 1968 the good old days. That was a very traumatic time in America. You have to remember we were coming, the anti-war protests were so strong across this country. We were just emerging from the civil rights movement at that time. In fact, we were still in the midst of it. Dr. King was assassinated, Bobby Kennedy was assassinated. We had 16,000 people die in Vietnam that year. We had riots in Chicago. We had George Wallace running for President of the United States on an unalloyed racist platform at that time.
Right.
The country was in turmoil. Now it's a different kind of turmoil. One of the things that's happened is that we have a world in which there is not that nation-state relationship that we used to have. You've got these kinds of jihadist movements that are underway in the Middle East, and you have, at the moment, people not actively involved in politics as they were in 1968. The passion of the Bobby Kennedy and the Gene McCarthy people and the coalition, as you know, that Richard Nixon put together for the Republican Party to win just barely the election that fall, but it was a real seismic shift in American politics, Joe, in '68.
No doubt about it.
Tom Brokaw, thank you so much. Sounds like it was an incredible event last night. Thanks for being on this morning. Still ahead.
Thank you, Tom.
He describes himself as an Indo-Muslim British-American comedian. Asif Mandvi tells us the one word that convinced his father to move his family to America. Plus, Kansas Congressman Mike Pompeo plays odds maker for us, handicapping this year's election, including the surprisingly close race in
Actually,
his own
races, a
state.
governor's race, a Senate race. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, it should be amazing.
Straight ahead.
We'll be right back.